Hi Sages, and welcome to your December 2018 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead as you are entering into a very new energy complex. You are entering into a very new path, a new environment, and a new sense of self in December. How are you feeling coming in? Are you holding space for yourself? Are you connected to your dreams? Are you connected to what you've needed for a long time? I hope that you are, because I do feel that the opportunity to create this type of existence is easier than you're allowing yourself to admit, perhaps. I know, Sages, that things aren't as perfectly easy as you thought that they might have been coming into this period of time of Jupiter and Sag, and that's okay. And I want to remind you, like right as we're moving into this reading, that the cusp of Scorpio and Sag to be so expanded by Jupiter energy is, for some people, really, really incredible, really wonderful, really benevolent, but it can be harder for others. So if things aren't quite perfect yet, or if things aren't quite over the top of what you expected, don't worry too much about it, because sometimes in order to receive benevolence and in order to create prosperity and abundance in your life, you have to clear out what is preventing that. And sometimes what is preventing that can be associated with what you now think is good or what you now think is necessary. And that separation can be really, really difficult. Because as you probably see, some of these cards are not the easiest energies to work with, whereas some of the cards are like really, really beautiful, really incredible. So we're going to talk about it all, Sag, and we're going to get really deep into it. Before I get too connected into this reading, though, please do take a chance to check out my Jupiter Strong products. I really think you guys will love it. I have t-shirts, phone cases. They're so sexy, they're so minimal, they're so chic, and such a good tangible reminder of the incredible Jupiter energy that is coming in. So you wear the shirt or you put the phone case on and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm being reminded throughout my day that Jupiter is in a great place and I can accept that abundance if I want. They're just so sleek and sexy and fun. So be sure to check that out. I have a discount code for it as well. I created it and it is really, really good. I just got my hands on some of the products and I was like pleasantly surprised with how good quality they are and how they turned out, like totally worth the price. In fact, like I think something comparable would be much more expensive. So if you get the chance, check those out. Again, use code ESOSKY, you'll get a discount throughout the rest of this year before we move over to 2019. Then the discounts will be unavailable, so take advantage of those while you can. Anyway, Sag, I wanted to mention that before I got started, because Jupiter's in your sign, and the Jupiter Strong products are probably best for you guys to check out and get for yourself. So it helps support my channel, and it helps support my creative process, and helps you get that tangible reminder again. Anyway, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Let's get back into your reading. You have two major arcana cards this month, and you have court cards, you have minor arcana, you have positive, you have seemingly negative, healthy, unhealthy. It's all here, and it's all coming front and center because you do have a lot to address, I think, in the month of December. You have a lot to address about where you're getting your energy from, about how you're fueling yourself, about where you find the resources in your life, your dreams, your expectations, your paths, your constraints. All of those things are emphasized this month, and you're seeing it all. How beautiful to see it all, though, Sag. But there's so much on the line, or so it feels to you. It feels to you that there's so much on the line. That Nine of Swords is your central theme. I cringed, because that's always the last card that I draw is the central theme. And like, when I saw that, I cringed for you guys, because I thought, why are they doing that to themselves? Why at this point in time is Sagittarius doing that to themselves still? And I understand why. I have a lot of Sagittarius in my chart, y'all. I have like a stellium of Sagittarius, and I've seen this in my own life. And honestly, Sagittarius, you're exhausting yourself. The energies in this reading are absolutely exhausting. You're putting yourself through like mental gymnastics. You're making yourself find reasons for certain things. You're making yourself do too much in one day. You're not giving yourself enough fuel and rest and relaxation. So I really want you to see that, and I really want you to realize, okay, if there are things in my life that are demanding me to exhaust myself, they may not be able to stay. Otherwise, if they're not demanding that of myself, why am I demanding that of myself? And I really want you guys to sit with where your exhaustion is coming from in this month, because there is exhaustion coming from November, no doubt, and probably ever since the period of time of Saturn in your sign. And right when I start to speak about it, I start to lose my voice. So you're struggling to communicate something with yourself about what happened during Saturn and Sag 2016 and 17 mainly. You're struggling to accept something from then, or you're struggling to see how maybe some of this exhaustion now is still coming from then. So That's also the nature of exhaustion and chronic illness, Sag. Some of you guys could be struggling with chronic illness. Nothing that feels actually any Sagittarius I feel who are going through chronic illness right now, it's not as bad as you might think it is, or it's not as severe as you might think it is. But the nature of your energy um, to what's the right word, to like demand and require perfect health so that you can function is kind of going over the top and reacting very haphazardly to small things which are out of place. So anyway, if you're struggling with exhaustion or chronic illness, it is as a result of what happened during the time of Saturn and Sagittarius in 2016 and 17. Were you eating enough then? Were you pushing yourself too hard? Probably pushing yourself too hard, exercising too much, working too much, not giving yourself enough sleep. Perhaps even like just not having any type of sleep rhythm. Like it does feel like it comes back to sleep for a lot of you. And I want you to see that, and I want you to start giving yourself now, like right as this, when this reading's over, Sag, you've got to start giving yourself what you did not give yourself then and repairing some of that framework. And I'm sure a lot of you have been doing that throughout all of 2018 because I do feel that Jupiter and Scorpio made that clear. So if you're healthy right now and if you're feeling good, you're probably going to be good. You probably already handled it. But if over the last year you got some kind of diagnosis, or you realized that you couldn't do as much as you used to be able to, or your body just wouldn't let you commit in the same ways, it is a sign that you have to get yourself out of the current trap, out of the current prison. You have to give yourself what you could not give yourself before, and then you have to take the weight off of your mind to allow healing to occur, okay? As for intuitive messages that are demonstrative of the positive energy coming in, that Sun, Magician, Nine of Cups, it is so easy, Sag, to jump on a path or to jump on a journey traveling towards health, traveling towards what you've needed. You're not going to be prevented from finding healing space or from finding a healing environment. The only thing that keeps Sag out of healing space or environment is their own need to test themselves and their own need to maybe not even trust themselves. So find what your association is with healing, with a healing environment, and take that power into your hands. You're strong enough. You have enough money. You have enough abundance. If you've been needing to make that change, to elicit that change here and now. And I need you to accept that. And I need you to step into your power and into your strength, because when you don't do that, you take it away from yourself and you end up using so much more of it than you would have if you would have just done what you knew you needed to do all along. There is a sense of Sagittarius not letting themselves do what they've needed to do all along. Like fear that you're going to be too spontaneous or too impulsive and you're going to end up wasting what you've acquired is real right now. And you're like hyper analyzing what you're going to have to spend your money on, or what you're going to have to do to your work schedule in order to do the move, or in order to change your job, or whatever it is. Because I feel like all Sagittarius have that thing that they know that they've needed to do for like the last year, ever since Saturn changed signs, really. So really like the last year and a half, but also since Jupiter went into Scorpio, both of those just really harmonized together to show Sagittarius, okay, something's not working, but you can make it work, but is it really healthy for you, so on and so forth. And now you have to breathe. Like, my breathing is already labored as I'm going into your energy. It's not bad. It's not as bad as it's been for a long time. So I'm already proud of you all. I'm already proud of you for taking the next step and for getting better, because it's getting better. You're already healing yourself. You're already on the right path, most of you. But we're still not there yet. And I need you to see what gets you there, okay? I need you to see the truth. The truth is going to be widely available. Whenever the sun comes up in the upright position, you're learning the truth. You're learning the reality of the situation. But sometimes that's hard. That's probably why you have like Five of Cups, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, Seven of Cups, Three of Cups reversed, Knight of Swords reversed. Those negative things are probably on account of seeing the truth and seeing the reality. And now you have a choice. Now you have a choice. Am I going to adhere to what I see, or am I going to, put a nail in the coffin, or just accept that I have to live in a sad reality? It is not the case, Sag, not anymore. Jupiter's in your sign, paving the way to a path which has the optimum healing environment that you have wanted for so long, okay? And I need you guys to see that, because it's there. And if you choose not to see that, it's kind of masochistic in a way at this point in time. All right. Anyway, Sagittarius, I'm going to go ahead and get into your week to week, and we'll see what's coming up for you there. In the first week of December, Sagittarius, you have Eight of Swords rooted down by the sun. This prison that you've been in for a while, perhaps of your own making, but, in reaction to the trauma that you went through a few years ago, is now seen for what it is. You know, the sun is going to be shining bright, healing, illuminating clarity onto your confinement and onto your constraints. So be prepared to see them for what they are. You're going to have two options when you see that in the first week of December. Option one, you can like cringe and say, oh my God, I've completely built my own prison. I have completely mechanized a gilded cage for myself, and I can't ever escape this, you know? Like, you can either get like this self-sabotaging and self-loathing um, mindset towards your confinement, or you can take option two and say, wow, this is actually a lot easier to get out of than I'm giving myself credit for. This mental gymnastics that I'm forcing myself to go through every day, these obstacles that I see, which may not even truly be obstacles, are so much easier to overcome because they're not as big as I ever thought that they were. Or you can like snowball it, you know, and say like, okay, yeah, this is a big obstacle, big, 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 and then all of a sudden you're dealing with this tumultuous, treacherous repeat of 2017, you know, if you're not careful, or 2016 for some of you. And I just need you to see things for what they are. Like, you've been having a lot of like moon energy and a lot of like Seven of Cups energy, which is still here this month, where things are not as they seem. Appearances are deceptive with energies like this, but you have the sun and it overpowers energy like the Seven of Cups. It overpowers energies like Five of Cups and Eight of Swords, and it rises above. You know, the sun always rises above, and it sets as well. So you just have to take advantage of when it rises, which it is in this month, okay? In the second week of December, you have the Magician rooted down by Five of Cups reversed. It's sort of an interesting alignment and symmetry that comes about there. You know, which one are you? You have that really strong, in his power, in his abundance figure who's not afraid to use his abundance. That's a big keyword for y'all. Like, y'all have the abundance, but are you confident enough to actually use it, or do you just need it to sit there and look at it and to know it's there? But this strong, confident figure who uses his abundance versus this meek, fragile, pessimistic, and overly pragmatic figure who cannot look at the positive aspects of their life. That's very unlike you, Sagittarius. Five of Cups reversed is the antithesis of Sagittarius. But it does say to me in the reversal, actually, that you're seeing through it and you're realizing, okay, there is opportunity here, there is abundance here, and it's just time for me to see that rather than forcing my gaze upon the spilled cups. Kind of interesting that the spilled cups in the picture of Five of Cups is covered by the central theme of Nine of Swords. So that's hard, you know, because it feels like right as you cover up those spilled cups, there's a whole other can of worms that opens. Because yes, when you choose not to prioritize the tragedies, not to prioritize the trauma, you see that, wow, I've skirted over a lot of opportunity in my need to enhance the tragedies in my life. In what may have at one time felt like healing from them, I've bulldozed over so many opportunities. And it sounds pessimistic of me to say, but y'all have to understand too that Jupiter is just barely into Sag, just barely. So there's a need quickly, to quickly overcome this theme so that you can accept that abundance and that you can accept that abundance and prosperity in. Five of Cups reversed does not accept abundance and prosperity in. Seven of Cups doesn't accept abundance and prosperity in either. It sees it and it sees what it could be, but it can never actually experience it because it's lost light of self. It's gone into shadow. The Magician and the Sun can accept abundance and prosperity, so can the Nine of Cups. But the rest of these cards struggle with it, so it's just a matter of overcoming what the other ones represent so that you can accept it in because you have the ability once you overcome that. Another message for the second week of December: be truthful. Be honest in all matters if you can, okay? And being honest with yourself first and foremost. To me, the Magician always evokes matters of honesty and matters of truth. That I have a bit of a different spin. You know, yes, it demonstrates power. It demonstrates the ability to move forward and to have energy and to have life force. Of course, it does. But there's always, to me, an element with the Magician of how is the wool being pulled over our eyes? What is the Magician doing behind his back while everyone watches the card trick, you know? And especially when it's reversed, I consider it to be dishonesty and delusion. But when it's upright, less so. But there's always an element of that. So is honesty around you right now, Sag? Are the people in your life being honest with you? And are you prioritizing honesty within yourself? Because you'll always be rewarded for it. As a Sagittarius, lying and secrets only give you pain. And you don't have to as a Sagittarius. You know, if you've got a lot of Scorpio or Pisces or water in general, you may have more of a tendency not to lie or not to keep secrets, but it's just harder to keep things clear and straightforward. Or you might see you're like doing like small white lies every day that turn into this big thing, and you like didn't even mean for that to be the case. Overcome that, Sag, because you, by standing in your truth and being blunt and like real about what's going on, that's how you ascend. Not by sugarcoating things for other people, not by being a peacekeeper, okay? When Sagittarius goes into peacekeeper mode, it really brings about a lot of chaos. So standing in your truth, standing in your chaotic truth, no matter what that is, and to the people around you, is what sees you rising highest right now. And I urge you also and challenge you to see the difference between truth and pride. Okay, sometimes pride can be a lie and can mask honesty. So you think, okay, I um I am someone who will never cheat in a relationship, or I am someone who will only be monogamous and committed always. And you think that that's your truth because your pride feels that, when in reality, there's a desire to be with other people. Okay? So let's see the difference between honesty and pride. And that's just a random example that is not going to be right for all of you. But there, I see Sagittarius and Scorpio, and it's because of that Jupiter on the cusp, sort of doing these things where they're like, I am an honest person. I am a truthful, faithful, committed person, and I demand this from everyone that I'm with. When in reality, there's a strong desire perhaps not to be, but you can't see that or accept that within yourself. So you demand others to be what your pride demands, and you slowly sabotage and strangulate yourself spiritually by demanding of others what you yourself don't actually truly want. And it's just an example. You can apply that to so many other like smaller and bigger things in your life. But please see the difference between truth and pride during that time, and you will really ascend quickly and overcome a lot of health problems as well, actually. And, you know, if it's not physical health, you know, emotional health, environmental health really gets a nice impact by differentiating between those two concepts. Okay, everyone, and I'm just realizing as I get into the third week here that my microphone was messing up and it was not recording, so I apologize for that first part of the reading being in such low quality. I pondered for a split second redoing the whole thing, but I think the messages there are too important and too wonderful, so I'm not going to change that and risk forgetting some of the things that I said. So I'm just going to keep moving on. I'm so sorry for the low quality audio earlier, but you know, that's quite, I think, poetic and symbolic of what you're going through actually. Like, things in this first part of December are not feeling highest quality, but you realize it and then it moves on. So third week of December, Knight of Swords reversed, rooted down by Seven of Cups. You know, you don't have to move too quickly. You don't have to you know, solve a really small problem with, you know, like a move to a new country and like a complete change in lifestyle. Some of you want to do that, some of you can do that, but try to not have illusions of grandiosity in this week, because that can happen. So Seven of Cups is all about grandeur and opulence, and how that vision and how that need within you takes from your own light. So yes, some of you are going to have very grand, opulent, luxurious experiences over this next year, but don't force it. You know, that will come naturally. It's the small changes that are most important here and now. And yes, some of you need to do the move, some of you need to do the change in career, but how can you make it as streamlined as possible? And how can you pace yourself doing it? You know, that's okay at the beginning of this transit, because you're going to need to be able to have a burst of energy later this year, and you're going to need to be able to move quickly in a healthy way later on. But perhaps pacing yourself here and now, at least in the third week of December, very microcosmically in the third week of December, is recommended, I think, okay? And also not seeing what you want to see in others. I do feel that there's someone in your life, at least one person, for some of you it's more than that, who the past memory or the past understanding of what they once represented keeps them there when you know good and well that perhaps they're not good for you anymore. This could relate to family. This could relate to romance. Like you keep seeing the glass half full in cases where you shouldn't. That can be another thing with Five of Cups reversed as well. Like maybe we're trying too hard to see the glass half full, and that's becoming bad for our health. So definitely see the reality. Again, the sun is in your reading. You're going to see things for what they are in this month. And in that third week, that's holiday time, that's Christmas time. You know, it's hard, but you need to be on guard and on clarity. More so than on guard, you have to be like on clarity and willing to see things for what they are and what they represent for you. All right. And allowing yourself to enjoy yourself as well, but not letting that enjoyment blind you to the unhealthy synchronicities which may be emerging. All right, week number 4, lovely New Year's energy. 3 of Cups reversed, rooted down by 9 of Cups. It's not all great, but it's better than you might think it is. So 3 of Cups reversed to me represents that people who have once felt really solid, really connected, really networked, really like a support network to you, it's just not quite connecting and clicking the way that it used to. For some of you, it's going to be okay. For some of you, those connections are still great and valid, but you're feeling that by making them you're, not getting the work done, or like maybe to go to holiday celebrations, you feel like you have to make some kind of sacrifice or something. Do what's best for you during this time. And I would urge you to allow yourself to connect with your loved ones and to not think that, okay, I have to work. For those of you who are like entrepreneurs and it's like, wow, I need to be working like 12 hours a day. I can't have holidays off. I would urge you to reconsider, and I would urge you to do the things that truly matter to your heart here and now. That's rooted down by 9 of Cups. So you get more than you think by connecting with loved ones. And you also get more than you think by being loving to yourself. And it could go really either way for some of you. Like for some of you, you might need to say, okay, I need to take a step back from holiday connections with family that I do every single year, and that doesn't really feel right to me. But for some of you, you need to do those things, and because it's come from the other side, it's like, well, I really want to do that, but I need to do the responsible thing. I need to work. So whatever is your true desire, I want you to follow through on that in the 4th week. There's good luck there, though. 9 of Cups is always a good luck element. You have 2 9s, 9 of Cups and 9 of Swords is your central theme. So you're almost to an ending phase, but it's not quite there, okay? It's going to be coming by January, I feel like. The ending phase and the new beginning comes in January and into February, really, and really, really strongly into March. I know that sounds like a long way off, y'all, but we kind of need to get to the true new year, and the astrological new year is in March when we get into Aries time. So that's going to be when things really feel new and well placed into new for you, Sag. But these last few months are an ending phase, and for some of you, those new beginnings will come earlier than others, but don't push anything too hard right now, but pacedly move towards it, if that makes sense. Again, truth and pride are your keywords for this month. And again, you see things for what they are. You have power, you have strength, you have the ability to pull the wool over people's eyes. I would urge you not to. I would urge you to use your power for something that is rewarding and not karmically complex. Avoid karmically complex things. You'll know them when you see them. All right. Be truthful, be honest, be transparent, be well placed, strongly placed as Jupiter is, and you will move through this month with absolute grace and prominence. Prominent Sagittarius, really prominent if you allow yourself to be. Allow yourself sleep, allow yourself rest, allow your mind to rest from the gymnastics that it's been going through over the last 2 years. I really challenge you to do that, and you will really see beautiful results, I feel, by doing that. All right. And I feel that that's probably a good place to conclude for this month, Sages. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. How are things going for you? I feel that Sages can learn a lot from hearing what other Sages are going through. So please comment below if you get the opportunity. And all my stuff is in the description box below, my social media, the link for booking a reading with me. And you can click the center of your screen to check out the Jupiter Strong products. Again, I think they would be such a great fit for y'all. I really fought to keep the prices low. And the flagship t-shirt is only $19.99, which I think is just such an incredible price. Literally I make $5 profit off of that. I worked so hard to keep that under $20. The material is such high quality, the logo is such high quality. I touched it and I just want to sleep in this shirt. So maybe that will help y'all too. Again, it's 9 of Swords, sleep. Y'all need some sleep.
But no, I really, really worked hard to keep them at a decent price. So reward yourself, maybe. Again, I have a discount code below to give you even more savings on top of that. And thank you guys so much for supporting me, supporting my channel. And just a like or a comment is all that I truly ever need from y'all, or, you know, good energy and prayers. And I so appreciate your support, Sages. And good luck as you're moving through this time. Much love, much abundance. And we will be talking soon. I should have a lot of things coming this month throughout December, so make sure you're subscribed with that bell notification on. We'll be talking soon. Much love. Bye.